Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live battle from the 2015 format. On one side, we got the Mega Manectric deck as used by Brent Tonisson, a top 4 Worlds competitor in the senior division, going up against the Landorus deck, as used by Rowan Stavenow, the junior division world champion. So we'll see which of these two decks can take the victory today. But before we begin, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account at Holland_Phantom so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the battle. And here we go, the battle has started, with both players to bring over their starting Pokemon. On the Manectric side, we've got Keldeo as the active Pokemon, and on the Landorus side, we've got Hawlucha as the active Pokemon. The Manectric side is going first, putting a Mr. Mime down onto the bench, followed by a supporter N. And now both players shuffle away their hands to draw 6 cards apiece, 1 card for each of the remaining prize cards. There we see the cards being drawn, let's see what the player gets. There we see Manectric EX coming down to the bench, followed by a Zapdos. A Lightning Energy comes down to the Manectric, followed by the Spirit Link. So now Manectric can evolve without ending the turn. The next Pokemon coming down is going to be the Shaman EX to activate its ability Setup, and now the player gets to draw cards until they have 6 cards in their hand. And that's going to be it. Turn passes over to the Landorus side. Speaking of Landorus, there it comes down onto the bench. And then a Fighting Energy comes down to the active Hawlucha. The player activates their Fighting Stadium, and now the attacks of all their Fighting-type Pokemon are going to be dealing 20 extra damage. And then the player activates their supporter, Colress, to shuffle away their hand and draw 1 card for every bench Pokemon on both sides of the field, so 5 cards on total. Then a Zubat comes down to the bench, and there's the attack. Flying Press, hitting for 80 damage. Strong attack for 1 energy, now over to the other side. The player activates an Ultra Ball. They discard 2 Lightning Energy from their hand for any Pokemon from the deck, so let's see what they're going to be adding to their hand. And it's going to be the Mega Manectric, the main attacker of this deck. It evolves in the field, it just needs 1 more energy to be fully powered up. Then we see another basic Manectric coming down, followed by Colress on this side of the field now. The player shuffles away their hand to draw 7 cards this time. Okay, they're going to be needing another energy card for their Mega Manectric and a way to switch out this Keldeo. Let's see what they get. Okay, there's Lightning Energy. Do they have a switch out? No, they don't. They pass the turn once again. This Keldeo is in danger. Another Hawlucha comes down for the Landorus side, and the player activates her supporter Korrina to search the deck for any Fighting-type Pokemon and an item card. The Pokemon is going to be Lucario EX, and the item is going to be a Muscle Band. And with that, I think this should be enough to take the KO against this Keldeo. Okay, Lucario comes down to the bench. A Fighting-type energy comes down onto the Lucario. And then the Zubat evolves to a Golbat to activate its ability Sneaky Bite, dealing 20 damage onto Keldeo. It's down to 70 HP remaining, so a Flying Press should knock it out. There's the attack declared. Keldeo is KO'd, and that is 2 prizes taken by the Landorus side. They have taken the early lead. And now on the other side, Mega Manectric comes up as a new active Pokemon. It is fully powered up. There we see a Water Energy coming down to the bench Zapdos. It does need 2 more Lightning Energy to be fully powered up. And then we see another Colress coming down. And this time the player's going to be drawing 8 cards. There's 4 bench Pokemon on either side. Okay, let's see what they're going to be getting. The Rough Sea Stadium comes down to replace the Fighting Stadium on the other side, and there's the attack Turbo Bolt, hitting for 220 damage, hitting for weakness, and then the player gets 2 discarded basic energy cards to attach onto one of their bench Pokemon. And then we see 2 Lightning Energy coming down to the Zapdos. It's fully powered up, and then the player takes their first prize. But there's still 1 prize behind. On the other side, another Hawlucha comes into the active spot, but now it's going to be retreating to promote Lucario EX. Lucario then gets a Muscle Band, giving it 20 more attack points, and there we see another Fighting Stadium. So now Missile Jab should be able to hit for 70 damage, times 2 for weakness, for 140 damage for a single energy card. Okay, this Mega Manectric is in big trouble this turn. It has to get out of the active spot. And yes, that is exactly what it's doing. It's going to be retreating to promote the Zapdos now. Zapdos does have a stronger attack, and it only gives up 1 prize when it's KO'd. A Water Energy comes down to the basic Manectric. There's the attack, Raging Thunder, hitting for 120 damage. And the recoil damage that Zapdos deals is blocked by the Mr. Mime. There we see another Korrina being activated on the Landorus side, once again searching for a Fighting-type Pokemon and an item card. And the item is going to be the Scoop Up Cyclone. And the Pokemon is going to be another Landorus. There we see the Scoop Up Cyclone being activated. It's an ace-spec card, so the player can only have one copy in their deck, but it does pick up their Lucario back into the hand to take off all the damage. Hawlucha comes into the active spot now. Lucario comes back onto the bench and then jumps back into the active spot. This time it's going to be getting a strong energy, followed by the Muscle Band once again. There's the attack Missile Jab, hitting for 70 damage. Zapdos down to just 50 HP remaining. Things are not looking good for the Manectric side. Oh, but there we see an Enhanced Hammer to get rid of the strong energy on Lucario. A second Zapdos comes down onto the bench, followed by Professor Sycamore to completely discard the entire hand and draw 7 brand new cards. Let's see what they're going to be getting. Do they have any way to heal these Pokemon with the Rough Seas? Okay, looks like the player's going to be making some space on their bench. Okay, that's why. Another Spirit Link comes down, this time onto the second Manectric. And then it evolves into Mega Manectric. A Water Energy comes down to the new Zapdos now. Do they have the Stadium? No, they don't. There's the attack, another Raging Thunder, hitting for 120 damage. But Zapdos is within KO range on the following turn. There we see a Fighting-type energy come down to the Lucario. And another Hawlucha coming down onto the bench. There's the attack, the Missile Jab to take the KO, and taking another prize. 3 prizes remaining for the Landorus side now. But Lucario is down to just 60 HP remaining. They can be KO'd by a Manectric. Does the player have another Lightning Energy to power up this new one? Yes, they do. There we see the Lightning Energy coming down. The active Pokemon is now fully powered up to use Turbo Bolt. The bench Zapdos then gets a Float Stone to give it a free retreat cost. And then we see Shaman EX coming down. Once again, the player draws until they have 6 cards in hand. They're still digging through the deck for another Rough Seas. Oh, but they still don't have it. There's the attack Turbo Bolt to take the KO against Lucario. They can take another 2 prize cards, so both sides are going to be tied at 3 prizes remaining apiece, and then Zapdos gets 2 Lightning Energy. The Hawlucha comes back into the active spot now. Second Landorus comes down onto the bench, and now the player activates Ultra Ball, discarding a Golbat and Super Scoop Up from the hand for any Pokemon from the deck. The one chosen is going to be Crobat this time. And let's see if this Golbat is going to be evolving this turn to deal 3 damage counters upon evolution. No, not yet. Then we see Shaman coming down. For the Landorus side, the player draws until they have 6 cards in their hand. Do they have any energy cards to attack this turn? Okay, Hawlucha is going to be retreating to promote one of the Landorus. And yes, there's a strong energy. And Lysander. Lysander brings up the damaged Mega Manectric, and that's going to be enough to take the KO and 2 more prizes this turn. There's the attack Hammerhead, taking the KO against the opposing Manectric, taking 2 more prizes, and Landorus is down to just 1 prize remaining. As long as they can take 1 more KO, they can win this game. And now Zapdos comes back into the active spot. It is fully powered up to use its Raging Thunder attack, although Landorus is resistant to Lightning-type Pokemon. And there we see Rough Seas finally coming down, but it is 1 turn too late. The player then activates Lysander to bring up the opposing Shaman into the active spot to take the KO against it, as Shaman is weak to Lightning-type Pokemon. There we see another Enhanced Hammer, getting rid of the strong energy on Landorus. There's the attack, Raging Thunder, taking 2 more prizes, and now both sides are tied, and 1 prize remaining apiece. Once again, Hawlucha jumps into the active spot now. And then we see Versus Seeker searching the discard pile for any supporter card, and it's going to be the Lysander, so this might be the game if the player has Fighting type energy to power up one of their Pokemon. Lysander targets down the Mr. Mime on the bench. Do they have a way to knock it out? They need to deal 70 damage this turn. Okay, Hawlucha retreats to promote the Landorus now. Landorus gets a strong energy, it's going to be enough for 50 damage. And there's Crobat, dealing 30 damage onto Mr. Mime with its ability. And there's the final attack, Hammerhead, to take the KO against Mr. Mime and take the final prize. And there's the handshake. Landorus is your winner. So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is the Holland Phantom logging out.